Good morning, Greenfield Family Medical Clinic. Sandra speaking. Thank you for calling us today. How can I help you? We are open Monday through Friday, and we are always happy to assist our patients with whatever they need. Please take your time and let me know how I can be of service to you this morning.
Good morning. My name is Daniel Park. I'd like to make an appointment to see a doctor as soon as possible, please. I haven't been feeling well for a couple of days now, and this morning I woke up feeling even worse than yesterday. I thought I could just rest at home and recover, but I think it's time to get checked out properly by a professional.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Mr. Park. It's always a good idea to get checked out when symptoms persist or get worse. Before I look for available appointments, I need to verify your identity. Are you currently a registered patient with us here at Greenfield? If so, could you provide me with your patient ID number or your date of birth so I can locate your file in our system?
Yes, I am a registered patient at Greenfield. I've been coming to this clinic for about 3 years now. My date of birth is the 15th of March, 1992. I don't have my patient ID card handy right now, but I hope my date of birth is enough to find my records. Please let me know if you need any other information from me.
That's perfectly fine, Mr. Park. Your date of birth is more than enough to find your records. Just one moment while I search for your file. Ah, yes. Here we are. I've pulled up your patient profile. Everything looks up to date. Now, before I book your appointment, could you briefly describe your symptoms for me? This helps me determine what type of appointment you need and how urgently we should schedule it.
Of course. So the main problem is that I have a really bad sore throat. It's quite painful when I swallow. Even drinking water is uncomfortable. On top of that, I've had a fever on and off since yesterday afternoon, and I feel achy all over, like my muscles are really sore and heavy. It all started about 2 days ago. At first I thought it was just tiredness, but now it's clearly something more.
Thank you for describing that so clearly, Mr. Park. Those symptoms definitely sound like they need a doctor's attention. A sore throat combined with a fever and body aches can sometimes indicate a bacterial or viral infection, and it's important to have that assessed properly. Have you been able to take your temperature at home? Do you know approximately how high your fever has been reaching?
Yes, I actually have a digital thermometer at home, which was very useful. I checked my temperature this morning when I first woke up, and it was 38.4 degrees Celsius. That was about an hour ago. I've also been feeling warm and chilly at different times throughout the night, which was really uncomfortable and made it hard to sleep well.
I see 38.4 degrees Celsius is a moderate fever, and it's definitely something we want to keep an eye on. Thank you for checking and reporting that so accurately. It makes it much easier for me to assess the urgency of your appointment. I also need to ask you a few more questions to make sure we get you the right level of care. Are you experiencing any difficulty breathing, tightness in your chest, or a severe headache at all?
No, thankfully, I don't have any of those more serious symptoms. There's no difficulty breathing, no chest pain, and no really severe headache, just the sore throat, the fever, and the body aches. I have noticed that I feel quite tired and run down, and I've also lost my appetite a little. I haven't really felt like eating much since yesterday morning, which is unusual for me.
That's very helpful, Mr. Park. Losing your appetite along with those other symptoms is quite common with infections like this. The good news is that based on everything you've described, it sounds like you need a standard appointment rather than an urgent emergency visit. I want to make sure you see someone today, though, since you've been feeling unwell for 2 days already and your symptoms are worsening.
Yes, I would really appreciate being seen today if possible. I was hoping that waiting and resting would help, but it hasn't really improved things. I'd love to know what's going on so I can start treating it properly. Whatever slot is available today would be great. I'm completely flexible with my schedule and can adjust my plans to fit whatever time you have available.
That's great to hear that you're flexible. Let me check what's available today. Your usual doctor, Dr. Nguyen, has an opening today at 11:30 in the morning. That's a standard 15-minute consultation slot, which should be plenty of time for the doctor to assess your symptoms, examine your throat, and discuss a treatment plan with you. Would 11:30 a.m. work for you, Mr. Park?
Yes, 11:30 a.m. works absolutely perfectly for me. I'm really glad there's an opening with Dr. Nguyen today. I've been seeing her for a while now, and she knows my medical history, which makes things easier. That gives me about 2 hours to get ready and make my way to the clinic. Should I do anything to prepare before I come in, like writing down my symptoms or bringing any medications I've taken?
That's actually a wonderful idea, Mr. Park. It can be very helpful to write down your symptoms before your appointment, noting when they started, how severe they are, and whether anything makes them better or worse. Also, if you've taken any over-the-counter medications like paracetamol or ibuprofen, please make a note of those too. Doctors always appreciate that kind of preparation because it helps the consultation go more smoothly.
That's a good tip. I did take some paracetamol last night to help with the fever and the aches. It helped a little, but the effects wore off after a few hours, and everything came back. I'll write all of that down before I leave. It's also good to know that the appointment is with Dr. Nguyen because she's been my doctor for a couple of years, and she already knows my health background pretty well.
Absolutely. Continuity of care is so important. Having a doctor who already knows your history definitely makes appointments more efficient. Now let me go ahead and book that appointment for you. I'll go ahead and lock in the 11:30 a.m. slot with Dr. Nguyen right now. Just to confirm the details, the appointment is booked for Tuesday the 14th at 11:30 a.m. with Dr. Nguyen at our main clinic on Harper Street. Is that all correct?
Yes, that's all correct. Tuesday the 14th, 11:30 a.m., Dr. Nguyen, Harper Street Clinic. I'll put that in my phone calendar right now so I don't forget. Thank you so much for getting that sorted so quickly. I was a little nervous about calling because I wasn't sure exactly what information I'd need to provide, but you made the whole process really easy and straightforward.
I'm so glad to hear that. That's what we're here for, to make things as easy as possible for our patients. Medical vocabulary and procedures can seem complicated at first, but with practice, it becomes much more natural. A couple of important reminders before you go. Please try to arrive 5 to 10 minutes early so you have time to check in and complete any paperwork. Do you know where our Harper Street Clinic is located, or would you like directions?
Yes, I know exactly where the Harper Street Clinic is. I've been there several times before. It's just a short drive from where I live, so I won't have any trouble finding it. I'll make sure to arrive a few minutes early, as you suggested. I know it can cause delays for everyone when patients arrive late, so I always try to be punctual for medical appointments. Is there anything else I need to know?
There is one more important thing I want to mention, Mr. Park. While your symptoms don't sound like an emergency right now, please pay close attention to how you're feeling between now and your appointment. If your symptoms get significantly worse, for example, if you start having trouble breathing, or if your fever rises above 39.5 degrees Celsius, please do not wait for your appointment. Call us back immediately or go straight to the emergency room.
Okay, that's really good to know. I'll definitely keep that in mind. Honestly, the phrase emergency room is a little scary to hear, but I understand why you're mentioning it. Better to be safe than sorry. So if my fever goes above 39.5 degrees or I have trouble breathing, I shouldn't wait and should go straight to the hospital. I'll monitor my temperature again before I leave the house, just to be sure.
Exactly right. It's always better to be cautious. The emergency room is specifically there to handle situations that can't wait for a scheduled appointment. Difficulty breathing, very high fevers, chest pain, or any sudden severe symptoms. You're being very sensible about this, and I think you'll be just fine for your 11:30 appointment. Is there anything else you'd like to ask me before we hang up?
Actually, yes. I do have one quick question. Will I need to bring my health insurance card with me to the appointment? I want to make sure I have everything ready so there are no issues at the desk when I check in. Also, should I bring a list of any regular medications I take, or is that already on file from my previous visits?
Great questions. Yes, please do bring your health insurance card. It's always helpful to have it on hand, even if your details are already in our system, since we occasionally need to verify current coverage. As for your medications, we do have a record from your last visit, but if you've started taking anything new since then, please bring that information or make a note of it so Dr. Nguyen has the full picture.
Perfect. I'll bring my insurance card and I'll write down the paracetamol I've been taking for the fever, along with the dosage and when I took it last. I think that covers everything I need to prepare. I feel a lot better about the appointment now. Not physically, of course, but mentally I feel much more prepared and less anxious about it. Thank you for being so thorough and patient with me.
It's absolutely my pleasure, Mr. Park. That's exactly what we're here for. Many patients feel uncertain when they call, especially if they're not confident with medical vocabulary or they're feeling unwell on top of everything else. You've been very organized and clear in describing your symptoms, which makes my job much easier. I've noted everything in your file, so Dr. Nguyen will already have a brief overview before she even sees you.
Oh, that's wonderful. It's really reassuring to know that Dr. Nguyen will have some context before I walk in. Sometimes in consultations, I forget to mention things when I'm put on the spot, so having notes in advance should help a lot. I really appreciate the way this clinic handles things. It's clear that the whole team prioritizes patient care and comfort, which means a lot when you're not feeling well.
That's very kind of you to say, and I'll be sure to pass along that feedback to the team. We do work hard to make every patient feel heard and cared for. Now, let me just quickly recap everything for you before we say goodbye. Your appointment is confirmed for today, Tuesday the 14th at 11:30 a.m. with Dr. Nguyen at the Harper Street Clinic. Please arrive a few minutes early, bring your insurance card, and call us or go to the emergency room if anything gets significantly worse.
Perfect. I've got all of that noted down. Tuesday the 14th, 11:30 a.m., Dr. Nguyen, Harper Street. Arrive early, bring insurance card, and call or go to the emergency room if things get worse. I feel fully prepared now. You've really put my mind at ease this morning. I'm going to go rest for a bit before I need to get ready to head to the clinic.
That sounds like a great plan. Rest is one of the best things you can do right now while your body is fighting off whatever is causing those symptoms. Make sure you stay well hydrated too. Drinking plenty of water and warm fluids like herbal tea or broth can help with a sore throat and also keep your fever from getting worse. It's a simple but effective way to support your recovery.
That's a great reminder, actually. I haven't been drinking as much water as I should because swallowing is uncomfortable with this sore throat. But I know staying hydrated is important, especially with a fever. I'll make myself a warm cup of tea and try to drink more fluids before the appointment. The warm liquid might even help soothe my throat a little in the meantime.
Exactly. Warm fluids are excellent for soothing a sore throat. Honey in your tea can also help if you have any at home. It's a natural remedy that many people find very comforting. But of course, these are just small things to help manage your discomfort until you see the doctor. Dr. Nguyen will be able to properly diagnose what's going on and recommend the right treatment for you.
Honey in tea. That's a good idea. I think I actually have some at home. It's nice to have these small practical tips while waiting for an official diagnosis. I've heard that phrase diagnose before. It means the doctor figures out what illness or condition you have, right? I want to make sure I understand the medical vocabulary so I can follow along properly during the consultation with Dr. Nguyen.
That's exactly right, Mr. Park. To diagnose means to identify the nature of an illness or medical condition, usually through examining the patient, asking questions, and sometimes running tests. So when Dr. Nguyen examines you today, she'll be working to diagnose the cause of your symptoms. She may look at your throat, check your lymph nodes, and ask follow-up questions before recommending a course of treatment.
That's very helpful. Thank you for explaining that. I've also heard the phrase course of treatment. Does that mean the specific plan the doctor puts together to help you get better? I want to make sure I understand everything the doctor tells me so I can follow her advice correctly and not miss anything important. It's actually really useful learning all of this medical vocabulary before the appointment.
Yes, you've got it exactly right. A course of treatment refers to the specific plan your doctor recommends to address your illness. This might include medications, rest, fluids, or sometimes further tests. For something like a sore throat and fever, it might be as simple as a prescription for antibiotics if it's bacterial, or just rest and hydration if it turns out to be viral. Dr. Nguyen will explain everything clearly to you at the appointment.
That's reassuring. I didn't realize there was a difference between bacterial and viral infections in terms of treatment. That's really interesting. I suppose antibiotics only work for bacterial infections, not viral ones. Learning these distinctions is genuinely helpful, not just for today's appointment, but for future situations too. I feel like this phone call has been almost like a mini health vocabulary lesson on top of everything else.
You're absolutely correct. Antibiotics are only effective against bacterial infections, not viral ones. That's a really important distinction to understand. If your infection turns out to be viral, The treatment will focus on managing your symptoms and supporting your body while it fights off the virus naturally. Dr. Nguyen will be able to determine which type it is today after examining you. You're picking up the vocabulary very quickly.
Thank you. That's kind of you to say. I do think it's worth making an effort to understand medical language, especially when you're living in an English-speaking country. Being able to clearly describe your symptoms and understand the doctor's advice is so important. I'll make sure to ask Dr. Nguyen to clarify anything I don't fully understand during the consultation, rather than just nodding along.
That is absolutely the right attitude, Mr. Park. Please never hesitate to ask your doctor to repeat or explain something in simpler terms. Doctors and medical staff are always happy to clarify. It's much better to fully understand your diagnosis and treatment than to leave the clinic feeling confused. You have every right as a patient to understand everything that is being discussed about your health.
That's a really empowering reminder. I'll keep that in mind. Sometimes I feel a little shy about asking for clarification, like I might be wasting the doctor's time. But you're right that it's important to fully understand. I think that phrase, keep that in mind, is a really useful one. It means to remember something and factor it into your decisions going forward, right? I've been using it a lot today.
Yes, exactly. Keep that in mind means to remember something and consider it when making future decisions. It's a very natural and common English expression, and you've been using it perfectly. You definitely shouldn't feel like you're wasting anyone's time by asking questions. That's what medical consultations are for. Now, I think we've covered everything thoroughly. Is there anything else at all before we wrap up?
No, I think we've covered absolutely everything. I have my appointment confirmed. I know what to bring. I know what to watch out for in terms of worsening symptoms. And I've even learned quite a bit of useful vocabulary today. I genuinely feel much more prepared and much less anxious than when I first picked up the phone. Thank you so much for all of your help this morning, Sandra. I really appreciate it.
It was truly a pleasure, Mr. Park. You were a wonderful patient to speak with, very clear, very cooperative, and very prepared. I hope you start feeling better very soon. Rest up this morning, stay warm, drink your fluids, and we'll take good care of you when you come in. The whole team at Greenfield wishes you a speedy recovery. Take good care of yourself.
Thank you so much, Sandra. That really means a lot. I'll follow all of your advice, rest, warm fluids, monitor my temperature, and arrive early for the appointment. It's comforting to know that the clinic team is so caring and professional. I feel genuinely lucky to have a good doctor and a helpful receptionist like you. I'll see you, or at least the team, at 11:30 this morning.
That's so sweet of you to say. We'll be here and Dr. Nguyen will be ready for you at 11:30. Don't forget, if anything changes before then and your symptoms get significantly worse, please don't hesitate to call us right away or head to the emergency room if necessary. We want to make sure you get the care you need in a timely manner. Take care, Mr. Park. Goodbye for now.
I will absolutely do that. Thank you again for everything, Sandra. You've made what could have been a stressful phone call feel completely manageable. I now feel confident about describing my symptoms, booking appointments, and navigating medical English in general. This has genuinely been a helpful and reassuring experience. I'll see the team at 11:30. Take care, and goodbye.